I'm not sure how to start these Dark Souls journals. Like, am I allowed to smile?
Hit you.
Welcome to Entry 0 in my Dark Souls journal, the third adventure on my channel and my third pledge this year. So this is just a before I go into the game series, my thoughts, my expectations, where my mind is at before I know anything about Dark Souls. So as a quick recap, I did a channel update, and as my next pledge is I'm pledging to play Dark Souls, specifically Remastered. I'm going to play that to the credits. As long as I can get to the credits, that is all I'm going to try to do. I know very little about the whole Dark Souls universe. My experience goes back to, I did get a copy of Dark Souls on PlayStation 3. I played maybe an hour or two of it, and I did not like it at all. So at that time, I had the same complaints as I did with Monster Hunter, where I felt the movement was very clunky, the difficulty was hard, and it just did not feel satisfying. Somehow, I managed to actually play the game enough to beat the Minotaur boss, which is on a bridge. And that thing was hard. And I tried and tried, and I always had to go back from the camp back. I really hated that mechanic at the time. And when I finally beat the Minotaur, I walked through some doors to finally I can progress through this game. And a big dragon came out of nowhere and burnt me to a crisp. And I was like, that's cheap. That's cheap. I hate this. So I've never looked back on the game, but I've always been curious about Dark Souls because I've always been very much into the medieval fantasy stuff. And I hear Dark Souls was also very inspired by the manga Berserk, which I was also very much into. So I've always been watching it from a distance, but I'm like, I don't think I like you. And I believe it was 2 years ago when Sekiro came out. I was like, all right, creators of Dark Souls, we got samurai ninjas now. Okay, I can definitely get into this. And I picked up Sekiro, and I put so much time into just trying to get through the first ogre in there. Killed the ogre, and then you have to kill a samurai demon monster with a bunch of other things. Couldn't get through that. Couldn't get through, I ended up in a cave with a headless monster, which was terrifying, and that destroyed me, and I was like, no, I'm just done. And then, oh man, so my journey with Sekiro, I couldn't even progress. So I kind of said that I kind of closed the book on that. I said, I will never play these games. I am not good enough. And the only reason I am revisiting it now is, well, one, you have all voted on that was the game you wanted me to play, but two, because I went from hating Monster Hunter so much and I saw no appeal for that game to loving it and getting these adrenaline rushes and getting all of these really cool experiences this year. I'm like, can I get that in Dark Souls? Can I get this Monster Hunter feeling in Dark Souls? And that's really the reason I'm revisiting this. And I'm already sensing very similar feelings. So when I made my pledge for Monster Hunter, I remember I was like, what if I hate it? What if I just committed to 30 to 50 hours of streaming this game? What if I hate it? And it just turned out after the first stream, I didn't hate it. So I'm going into Dark Souls right now where I'm like, I'm starting this game. What if I hate it? I'm committed to 30 hours of it. So I've got that fear. And as I've just wrapped up Monster Hunter Rise, I've been thinking about the experiences I had in World, which I just can't have anymore because I understand, the first time I met a Rathalos, I didn't even understand what a Rathalos was. I was just playing the game, trying to figure things out, and a Rathalos came from the sky and I didn't even hear it coming. I was like, what is that? And then a big shadow showed up and it just jumped out of nowhere and ate a poor dinosaur. And I was freaked out. Those experiences, I can't really get so much out of Monster Hunter anymore because I know all the monsters. I also loved putting out a Monster Hunter journal and people were like, oh, just wait till you get to the Pickle. Wait till you get to Clifford. And oh, wait till you get to Toby. And there were all these names of monsters. And I was just like, what is waiting for me? What are these things? I have no context for them. And now to think back that there is so little mystery in Monster Hunter where I just know so much about it, it's hard to kind of get a big surprise. Even the newest Monster Hunter Rise, which I knew nothing about, doesn't do the same as what do you mean an electric squirrel? What is Toby, right? So or a B-52 bomber? What are these things? So I'm going into Dark Souls with the same ignorance of I know nothing about the game. I don't even know the name of that Minotaur boss. I know that there's people talk about a dark king or something, or the forbidden or forgotten king or something. And apparently like that's a big deal. So I'm like, ah, yes, jumping into the unknown, difficulty, give me the adrenaline rush. Like all of these, I'm getting already very similar beats and rhythms to starting when I started with Monster Hunter. So like you can only experience this so many times in your life, I feel. So I'm like now like hooked on it. I'm like, okay, where can I get my next fix? So that's, when it comes to gameplay, that's one thing. One of my biggest fears and concerns though is when I did my Monster Hunter pledge, it had a lot to do with the Monster Hunter community was very supportive, and they all kind of showed up in the comments and were like, this is how you play, this is how you do it. The Dark Souls community, not to shit on anyone here, but there is a reputation around the Dark Souls community that it is a little bit more toxic. And I'm like, well, what kind of community am I going to draw? Because I went through Monster Hunter, which is a fairly light, positive game, despite you being a monster killing babies and parents and all sorts of monsters. But the community comes together to support and help each other out for the most part. I didn't actually meet that many toxic people in the Monster Hunter journey. So now with Dark Souls, there are going to be some people who follow me over from Monster Hunter, but I expect a lot of new people are going to be joining in from the Dark Souls community that know nothing about all the other content I've done. And how are they going to view my noobishness to the series? Are they going to be like frustrated and annoyed and just like, who is this guy and why is he streaming such poor gameplay? Is it just going to be a lot of hate comment in the comments here on YouTube and on Twitch? Those things I don't know, and I really hope not. That's why we have a good moderation team. They're hopefully going to keep that out of there, but it would kind of be a downer. Like the game is already a downer in terms of theme. It'd be a downer if the community shows up in a significant amount of number and it's all negative. Like that would just sour the experience. So I'm really hoping that I can discover like a nice little happy niche of Dark Souls. Happy and Dark Souls don't seem to go together, but hopefully some supportive people that can help me understand the game, help me appreciate it, just learn more about it. One of the great things I love about doing all these different journals and these adventures is the fact that there's so many people that are willing to help me understand and appreciate these themes or these series. The JoJo series is another fantastic example where I knew nothing about the series despite it being around as long as I've lived, which is crazy. And I'm learning about that series, JoJo, influencing so many things that I've come to love. Aspects of gaming, aspects of anime, like a lot in gaming. There's just so many influences that people are like, hey, you know that thing you know? Did you know that was influenced by JoJo? I was like, oh my God, I didn't know, but I see it now. Like it all makes sense. So Dark Souls, I think, has a lot to offer. The fact that it has 3 games, it has the Demon, I don't know anything about that one, the PS5 remaster game, which is based on like an old remaster, Demon's Soul, I think. Sekiro, Bloodborne, I think it's called. And now we've got Elden Ring. Like this is a massive universe, a massive community, and there is so little I know about it. So I'm really looking forward to learn everything I can about Dark Souls. I really hope I will enjoy it, because if I can get through Dark Souls 1 and actually enjoy and appreciate the series, I've got so much more content to like dig into and just absorb. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what all of that's going to be about. That's where I'm setting out right now. I'm hoping that my skills in dodging and rolling are going to help me. They helped me in Monster Hunter. People said it will help me a lot more in Dark Souls. So we will see as we start in earnest with the next stream on Tuesday over at twitch.tv/HeyJayOfficial every Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. And I will see you in my next Dark Souls journal after I've had my first 4-hour stream. So I'll see you then. And until next time, keep it classy.